So then behind Ginger in 6th, we have IQC W4, or Bob as he's now known. 7th position on the grid, we have Rick Dub with DB just behind him in 8th, and then Firepower. It's not showing Firepower either, so there's something wrong with the selection on this controller. But you have to take my word for it, but that is the layout of the grid. So we have quite a lot of laps in this one today. Let's just get the information up on screen so you can all see what we've got. So you've got 31 laps of Interlagos. Open strategy for this one, so the guys can pretty much choose any sort of tyre they want to use, any combination of tyres. They can do as many laps on the tyres as they want to. They do have to do 3 laps minimum on the hards, but that is the only stipulation in terms of rubber. If they want to stay on the hards for the whole race, they can do that. If they want to stay on the mediums and just do 3 on the hards, they can do that. Not many people using softs, certainly in a couple of races that I've watched so far. Don't think the softs are very durable around this one. So yeah, you're not going to get more than, maybe 5, 6, 7 laps. And if you're very good at looking after tyres, as some of these guys are, namely IQC, bit of a master at looking after his rubber. Yeah, some guys can maybe get 10 or 12, maybe even more, I don't know, out of these soft tyres. But they're not as quick, obviously, because they do tend to wear out quite a lot quicker than the others. So you don't want to hear me just babbling on about tyres, do you? So let's get this race underway and see where it takes us. So 3 lights on then, 4 lights, 5 lights, little pause on the lights, and off we go. And Osnard's got a good start. Slowpoke's got an even better start there. And he's got the inside line as well for the first corner. And we will go through all the corner names, obviously, as we get into the race. The Slowpoke has made a great move there through the S's. He's managed to get past Osnard and put Osnard back into 2nd place now. So, yeah, great stuff there. Brilliant move from Slowpoke. But he's on the medium tyres, look, so we'll have a look through what the other guys are on. We've got Osnard also on the mediums. And we've got Hodgie, mediums. IQC is the first. Oh, IQC's just gone around the outside of Hodgie there. So IQC is on the hards, first of the hard runners. Carlsberg on the mediums. Rick Dub, he's on the mediums as well. Hodgie in 6th there. A little bit of bumper cars I thought I saw there. But Hodgie down the inside of Rick Dub, and he's got the position. Well done for Hodgie. Rick Dub then on the mediums. Got Ginger there on the mediums. Firepower mediums, and we've got DB at the back there. Started on the hard tyre. We'll be interested to see how far these guys run these tyres. There is potential for 1 stop in this race. It is doable. I think 2 is going to probably be quite a popular strategy. But there will also be guys doing 3 stops depending on what tyres they use. So let's, it's a little bit of action going on back here, mid-pack. So let's have a look. Have a look at, let's jump on with IQC and have a look to see. He's having a bit of a battle there with Hodgie. So he's tucked up behind him now as they come down the start-finish straight, which is the Areta de la Garda. Braking hard at the 50 mark. Getting it tucked in nice and tight for the S's, the centre S's. And then turn 3 now, the Curva de Sol, which leads us out onto the Retroposta, which is, we're going to call this the back straight, I guess. Because that's pretty much what it is. So they're hammering up then towards turn 4 and 5, which is Descida del Lago. Try and stay in quite tight for this one. You don't want to drift out wide or you will get a penalty. Stay in nice and tight here. So that's Descida del Lago. Then they're heading up to 6. This right-hander, which is the Ferradura. And then Curva de Laranjina, which is this one here. Then you have the Pinarino, I think that's how you pronounce it. And then turn 10 is the Bico de Pato, as they turn in right here. Then we have Mugello, which is this flat out left. Carlsberg just made a move, isn't he, around the outside of IQC. I want to actually have another look at that. Let's have a look at Carlsberg. Yeah, he takes a nice inside line, a little bit of bumping and banging there, but no harm done. So good move there from Carlsberg. Jump back on for a second with IQC just to finish off the corner names. Then we have this corner 12. Oh, very close there to contact, but they've managed to keep it on the track through Zhongkao. And then this little kink in the road here. There's no name for this one. Well, there's no name I could find anyway. And this little left kink coming up here, Subida de Boxes. Subida dos Boxes. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it really, to be honest. So they go over the line then to start lap 3. And this is pretty close stuff here, because you've got Rick Dub then all over the back of IQC. IQ seems to be, I think he must be doing a bit of fuel saving here. Let's have a look. No, he's revving out. He just doesn't seem to be that quick, does he, on the straights? He's being crowded at the moment. He's got Rick Dub all over him. He's got Firepower there also in on the action, and we've got Ginger just behind Firepower. So let's see, is IQC holding these guys up? Is he driving 10/10ths, or is he conserving fuel? Difficult to tell. Let's have a look, go back up to the top and have a look at our leader Slowpoke. So he's managed to maintain that lead from Osnad, which he took obviously first corner of the first lap into the S's, and he's managed to maintain that. So yeah, Slowpoke staying nice and composed there. Try and look after his tyres a bit if he can. Looking to probably go quite deep into this race on that set of mediums, as Osnad will be. Let's hope Osnad doesn't have a case of the disappearing Citroens this week. Because he was leading by a country mile, wasn't he, last week at Goodwood? And all of a sudden he just disappeared. So apparently he was booted out of the lobby, or his lobby closed, or his lobby connection closed. So absolutely nothing he could have done about that. But that looked like an absolute shoe-in for a win for Osnad. So he'll be looking to make a point here today, I'm sure, and take this win if he can possibly get by Slowpoke. So these two already pulling out quite a sizable gap to the other guys behind. Yeah, it's going to be a good battle, as I say. Osnad is right in his slip. Difficult track to overtake on. You've got to position your car just at the right place at the right time, really, for a good, a successful move. So let's just keep an eye on these two as they come round and complete this lap. Close stuff at the moment. Both driving flat out. Obviously Slowpoke trying to put as much distance as he can between himself and Osnad at this point. Osnad saying, no chance mate, I'm having none of that. So no change there at the front then. So we have Hodgie then. He's built himself up a little bit of a gap to Carlsberg, but he's dropped off the back of the leading two at the minute. But you know, it could be a fuel saving situation for Hodgie and his little Swift there. It's a long way to go, so yeah, we'll start to see how the strategies will play out with these guys as the fuel starts to burn off and the tyres start to wear. Let's see what they're all going to do about it. So all good at the moment, no pit stops required. Haven't seen anyone in to get rid of them hard tyres as yet, so no change then on lap 5. Excuse me. Carlsberg then still in 4th, and he's got rigged up just a second or two behind him, giving chase. Ginger as well as they come through the S's. He's got Firepower right behind him into the curve at Del Sol. Let's see what kind of an exit Firepower can get here. Can he put any pressure on Ginger? Pull up to the back of him and maybe force him into either a mistake or mount an attack into one of these corners. Let's have a look. A little bit far back at the moment, but everyone avoiding these runoffs, which is great because they're so easy to do. to pick up penalties. So yeah, all the guys being very disciplined at the moment. Here we go, there's Firepower. I do like that livery. Very nice. And then Rick Dubb in 8th in his Genesis. And then IQC then. Bob has dropped back to 9th. He has been into the pits, and he's put himself on a set of racing softs. Be interesting to find out how that works out for him. I don't think I've seen anybody use a set of softs yet within the actual race itself. So he's going to obviously be a little bit quicker for a few laps. So let's see where that takes him. He'll be chasing down that fastest lap that Osnard holds at the minute on a 1:41.1. So there we have IQC then giving chase. As you can see on the track map there, he's quite some way behind at the moment as he comes through Junkow and sweeps from this big left-hander up the hill onto the start-finish straight. And we have DB then just going into the S's, so he's pretty much the whole start-finish straight ahead at the moment. So he's got some distance to try and make up if he can. Back up to the top, and our leader Slowpoke's still hanging on, and Osnard he's keeping him honest. He's not letting him pull away. So Slowpoke will be using all the tricks in the book to try and defend from Osnard. Slowpoke's got his nice new livery going on there. Confuses me every week because he's got a new different paint colour on the car. I don't quite know who I'm commentating on. As long as I don't call him Firepower, I think he'll be happy. So let me come back there. Obviously Osnard there. These two pretty much bolted together so far, pulling out a nice lead now on the rest of the pack. We've got Hodgie then in 3rd. And as you can see, Hodgie's probably 3 or 4 seconds behind these guys as they come up from Junkow up the hill into the start-finish straight, which is a Reta de la Garda, as I said earlier. Not the easiest corner names to remember, to be honest. Carlsberg, how's he doing today? He's in 4th at the moment. Real pick-up in form during this series, Carlsberg. He's been there or thereabouts for pretty much every race, to be honest. So quite impressed with Carlsberg's meteoric rise to the ranks of the front runners. Very impressive. And I think he's got the best livery too. I do like a Porky. Coming back then to 5th, and we have Rick Dubb, a couple of seconds behind Carlsberg. Rick Dubb also in the Genesis. Pretty quick car on the straights, quite difficult to manage around the corners, I think, from my own perspective of driving it. So yeah, not really driven it a lot, but yeah, it seems to be a relatively quick car, as obviously we've got a Genesis out in front of the race at the moment, so they can't be that sluggish, can they? Ginger then in 6th. Ginger's having a better race this week as well. He's got Firepower still breathing down his neck for this 6th position. Firepower looks to have a little bit better grip, if I'm honest. Let's have a look how his tyres are looking. Both on mediums. Ginger's got a little bit more wear than Firepower. So not really a great deal in it. So Firepower might be just happy to sit there in Ginger's slip at the moment. Maybe save himself a bit of fuel if he can. Which will obviously save him time when it comes to ducking into the pits and getting a service. So yeah, I think that's what he's doing. He's not really making an attempt to overtake him, is he, at the minute? So let's see what happens as they come down then to the S's. Excuse me. At the end of the start-finish straight. Well, it looks like he is going to have a go for it. He's picked up a penalty as Firepower. He's not close enough to get that to move down the inside as yet. He's got to wait pretty much a whole lap before he can pay that penalty, because it is just after Junkow as they come up the hill from the last left-hander. So try not to pick up any more this lap, Firepower, or it will cost you too much. Half a second is is just about manageable when you're following another car. You don't lose too much time, but Ginger was pushing limits there. Don't know whether he would have picked up a penalty. I think he was okay, to be honest. Didn't really stray that wide. Firepower's alongside him. Is he going for the move? No, Ginger's got it covered. Great scrap between these two. Yeah, Ginger keeping it under control then. Picking all the right lines. Getting all the apexes for these corners, not really giving Firepower anywhere to go at all at the moment. So let's just see how they handle this one. As they come now down to the braking zone for Junko. This is where Firepower will pay that penalty just as I start to come up the hill here, which will give Ginger a little bit of breathing room. So Firepower then has paid that penalty. So you can see then the gap has opened up probably by about, well, literally half a second. So probably about a second in it now. So yeah, a little bit of breathing room then for Ginger. He can get his head down and just concentrate on what's up ahead rather than watching his mirrors for what's up behind him. Firepower is going to have very, very different ideas on that. He's going to want to close in and get right back on Ginger as soon as he can. With I think he'll have every opportunity of mounting an attack. Seems to be driving nice and tidy at the moment, does Firepower. So let's see what happens there. Come back to that one in a moment with DB then in 8th. Still on them hard tyres. As we go into lap 9, let's see how far he can get them. Very little wear actually. So yeah, I think he's probably going to run these hards as long as he can. Probably opt for a one-stop strategy, jump onto the mediums and then finish the race on the mediums. He seems to be looking after tyres pretty well, so yeah, I don't know if he's just basing himself. He seems to have dropped off the back of the other guys a little bit, so interesting to see what's going on there. Then we've got ICQ, IQC, Bob. He's still on them softs. And he's done several laps on them softs and he's got very little tyre wear. So Bob's at it again with the tyre saving. I'm going to have a chat with him about that and see how he manages it. It's pretty impressive stuff, to be fair. And if you can keep a set of softs going for an extra 3 or 4 laps, that's going to save you 3 or 4 seconds at the very least. Depending on what's around you and the tyre wear of the other cars that you're racing against. So I think it'll probably be at least a 2-stop for IQC. Obviously he's made 1 stop already. We're only into lap 9. But he's got several laps left on these yet. So let's jump back to the front. Oh, look at this battle. Oh, Slowpoke's picked himself up a half a second penalty. Defending for his life, I would imagine, and he's just gone a little bit wide and abused track limits just a little bit too much. So Osnad is going to be right on his tail. He'll know that the probability is he'll get past Slowpoke at this penalty zone. Let's just keep an eye on these two then. As they come through this twisty midfield section. So easy to get it wrong here. Take a wrong line and it's really slow you down. So there we are then. Slowpoke's getting ready to pay that penalty. Don't think he's pulled out enough gap to manage to stay ahead, but we'll soon find out. He comes into that penalty zone now. He pays that. Is Osnad going to get past him? I think he is. Yeah, he's already got it done, look. So Slowpoke now then is the one chasing. And Osnad will be the one trying to put as much air as he can between the two of them. As they come barreling down the start-finish straight then. Hard on the brakes for the S's, the Senna S's. Obviously this was Ayrton Senna's home racing track, wasn't it? Very, very famous track. Still a massive world icon, Ayrton Senna, so yeah. Drivers love racing here. With its yellow, green and white rumble strips, or curbs. Excuse me. So Osnad then maintaining that lead at the moment. Slowpoke is going to be all over the back of him, and he's going to keep him honest and try and push him into a mistake if he absolutely can. Where's Hodgie? Yeah, Hodgie's actually dropped back a little bit further, and Carlsberg is catching him now. And Carlsberg catch him and get past him for that, what it actually will be the final podium position. But a long way to go yet, so many pit stops still to be made, so this can all change. For now, Carlsberg is giving chase. Let's just jump on board with Carlsberg and have a look what that gap is in real time. Coming down now then into Jonkou. Get a good run out of this corner to get a good run up that hill. Carlsberg staying quite tight. Hodgie drifting towards the middle of the track a little bit. Obviously, the tighter you're going to be, the more time you're going to save. So maybe a couple of hundredths there saved for Carlsberg, I don't know. As Hodgie crosses the line then to start lap 12. Carlsberg right behind him. Let's just see how they negotiate the S's. The curve of the Sol. And now onto the Retro Posta. This is the back straight. Doesn't seem to be closing the gap much at the minute, so let's jump back out. See what's happening behind Carlsberg. And we got Rick Dub there on their mediums. Pretty consistent lap times. 41, 41, 41, 41, 41, 41, 41, 41. So that is consistency and art. I mean, yeah, every single lap in the same second. Just have a look at Carlsberg. 41, 41, 41, 41, 42. Yeah, so Carlsberg pretty much the same. Have a look at Hodgie. He's got 41s and a couple of 42s in there. So these three pretty much identical lap times. Give or take a few tenths. What about Ginger? He's on 42s and 43s. And with firepower, I would imagine the same because he's stuck behind Ginger, isn't he, at the moment? 43s, 42s, 44. So yeah, pretty much identical for these two. And then what we've got with DB, yeah, DB's pretty consistently 42s or thereabouts. IQC 41s across the board, pretty close to. So he's got the pace on them softs. Go back up to the top and have a look, see what the lap times are. See, these guys are on the mediums and they're on 41s as well. So it looks like Slowpoke is mounting a challenge. He's pulled out as they go up the Retro Posta. He's got the inside line for this next lap. He's given up. He's thought better of that one. He'll have to fight another day. So Slowpoke then, he seems to have the pace on Osnad today, doesn't he? He's tucked right up behind him as they come into this twisty midfield section. Quite a difficult section to get right, actually, this. As I said a little earlier, you've really got to take, you've got to take all the right perfect lines, really, to put yourself a good lap time in. A little bit more difficult, obviously, when you've got cars trying to get past you. To drive defensive lines and change your lines a little bit. So Osnad, he's obviously aware that Slowpoke's there and he's chasing him down for this leading position in the race. Up the hill they go then. No change there for the minute. Where's Hodgie? There's Hodgie. He's still in third. Still got Carlsberg behind him. Carlsberg hasn't really closed that gap much. So yeah, it's pretty consistently consistent lap times on those. Rick Dub seems to be closing on Carlsberg. So will he be looking to try and make a move on Carlsberg in the next lap or two? He said we'll obviously close up on him before he can even think about mounting a challenge. So we'll see how that goes in a moment or two. Firepower then. Ginger's just nicked into the pits, so we're getting rid of those mediums. So let's see what he comes out on. He could come out on another set of mediums. He might want to get his hards sorted. I think if he goes on to hards, he's not going to have enough to get to the end of the race from here. But then he might do. I mean, he's gone 14 laps on them mediums. So let's just jump back and see where Ginger is. Let's see what he's going to do. Just over half a tank of fuel. So he's popped the hards on. My guess is he's going to make another pit stop. He's not filled his tank up, so he's not going to get to the end. I don't think on the fuel he's got. I don't know, depending on how he can fuel save. I know that the hards will go 15, 16 laps easily. It's just a case of whether he's got the fuel to do it. If he manages that, then he could be looking okay, Ginger here. He doesn't have to come back in again. We'll keep an eye on him as well. Osnard then still sat there with his fastest lap of a 140.8. Osnard's into the pits. Slowpoke has decided he's going to carry on, and I don't see any reason why not, because he's got not a lot of wear on them tyres, considering he's on lap 15. So he's looked after that rubber quite well. Still over half a tank, so Slowpoke's looking good here. I think he's probably good for another maybe 5 or 6 laps, maybe even more, based on what he's got at the moment. So yeah, Slowpoke just needs to get his head down now and just try and put as many quick laps in as he can to try and build that league. I think he's got the pace on Osnard this weekend, maybe by a few tenths per lap. So yeah, if he can build up a little bit of a lead now, when it comes to making his pit stop, he's going to want to hope to pull out back into the lead ahead of Osnard. So Hodgie now inherits second for a minute. Similar tyre wear to Slowpoke with Hodgie. So he can still go quite a bit further into the race before he needs to think about pitting as well. Carlsberg. Oh, Rick Dubb's called him up now, isn't he? And we know Rick Dubb is a quick guy. He's already had a couple of wins this season, hasn't he? So Rick Dubb will be looking to take that third position from Carlsberg. Let's just see how Carlsberg can defend as they come out up the hill from Jean Cal onto the start finish straight. Nobody's pitting. So yeah, Rick Dubb then tucked right up behind Carlsberg as they come hammering down the start finish straight. Pulls out to the left. He's got the race in line. He's got the inside line as Rick Dubb. Side by side as they go through there. I don't think Carlsberg had any option but to yield there. I think if he'd have kept his foot in, there would have probably been contact. Could have taken them both out. So yeah, sensible driving there from Carlsberg. I think he knew that Rick Dubb was going to get him. So I think he just let him by, if I'm honest. Not to take anything away from the move by Rick Dubb. Well executed there, coming down the start finish straight, and he made that stick really well. So yeah, Rick Dubb then moves up into our final podium position, third position, with Carlsberg then facing him. Carlsberg probably will want to try and get that back if he can. So he's in fourth at the moment then, with Osnard now. He's come out of the pits and he's rejoined him fifth. He's got a good bit of clear air in front of him, so make hay while the sun shines, Osnard, and try and get them lap times in, because he knows that Slowpoke hasn't pitted yet, and Slowpoke is going to be on slightly worn tyres. So Osnard's plan now then is to bang in as many fast laps as he can and try and close that gap, or even be ahead on track when Slowpoke comes out of the pits. Looks like Slowpoke's going to do just a single pit stop in this. Whereas Osnard, I don't know, it's a tough call. I think he's probably going to do it on one pit stop. I don't know, but he's only got half a tank left. Whether that's good enough for 16 laps, I don't know. I wouldn't have thought so. But the fuel saving, who knows? We'll have to wait and see on that one. Where's Bob? Bob's back there in sixth now. doesn't seem to be making much of an impact on this race, does Bob. Normally see him right out at the front or thereabouts. So yeah, he's not having the best race today. Looks like he's pulling into the pits again. He's getting rid of them softs. So a relatively short stint there for IQC. Let's just have a look, see what he comes back out on. He might even go for another set of softs, who knows? No rules, guys. Do what you need to do. Make that strategy work. So let's see what he does then. Quite a long pit stop, this one. It's well over a minute. Here he comes. Pulls into his pit box. Mechanics get rid of the tyres. No fuel. So he's on he's on the mediums this time. So I don't know. He must have enough fuel to get to the end. Otherwise, I don't know why you wouldn't take fuel on there. He's obviously calculated that he can get to the end on that. Brand new set of mediums. And yeah, there we are. IQC comes back out and rejoins the track in 9th. Several seconds behind the little gaggle of 6th, 7th and 8th ahead of him. So his target now is going to be firepower. Let's jump back up to the front and see how our leader Slowpoke is doing. He's doing fine through the S's. Curva de Sol. There we go. Out onto the straight. Retroposta. And he's got nobody in front of him, and he's got nobody behind him. So yeah, Slowpoke can basically concentrate on what he's doing. He doesn't have to be looking in his mirrors for any lunges or any kamikaze moves. He'll just drive his own race now. Keep it nice and controlled, and let his strategy do the talking for him. So we got Osnad. Osnad's back into the pits. Don't quite know what strategy Osnad is running here, but that's 2 pit stops in the last 5 or 6 laps. Slowpoke still running his first stint, so this is playing into Slowpoke's hands then. He's got an absolutely humongous lead at the moment. So let's have a look where Hodgie is. So you can see Hodgie there then. Coming down now. He'll just be coming into Joncal just about now. And where's Slowpoke? Slowpoke's past the penalty zone. He's onto the start-finish straight. Oh, Hodgie's not actually that far behind him. Maybe 5 or 6 seconds, I guess. So looks like Hodgie's made a bit of progress then from second. He's taken a few tenths or even a couple of seconds out of Slowpoke. Back then to third, and Rick Dubb. He'll be looking to get that second position off of Hodgie if he can. And then we've got Carlsberg then, sort of on his own a little bit really. Not really much to say about that. But yeah, he's holding a decent 4th position is Carlsberg, so you know, nothing wrong with that. Ginger then got this battle with him and DB. DB's all over the shop trying to get past him. I think DB is going to probably be well placed on this occasion to mount a challenge down the start-finish straight. Back into the slipstream. Get that last couple of kmh out of it. He's going to pull out to the left, I'm sure. No, is he? Oh, I think he was thinking about it, but he's decided against it. And then we've got Osnad then closing in on these two. Not too far at all behind, is he? As they go through the Curva de Sol. Osnad's into the Curva de Sol now. Onto the Retroposta as it opens up. So only 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds in it. Osnad's a quick fella, so we know that he's going to be trying to get up to these two as soon as he can. Get them positions off them. My camera view, there it is. So yeah, there's Osnad closing in then, and we got Bob there in 8th, running along, just keeping his powder dry at the moment on their mediums. And and Firepower then seems to have dropped off the back a little bit. In 9th position. He was having a great scrap, wasn't he? But yeah, I think obviously whoever he was fighting, I can't remember who it was now, but they've obviously pitted, which has sort of left Firepower in a little bit of free air, which is not a bad thing, because well, there's Slowpoke. Slowpoke's actually coming up behind 9th place man Firepower now, and he's gonna try and lap him by the looks of things. But let's have a look, see when Slowpoke will need him to be coming in. He's still got a couple of laps left on them. I mean, he's done 20 laps on a set of mediums, which around here is no mean feat. I mean, he's got to stop, obviously, put them hards on. So when is he going to do that? Interesting stuff. Okay, Hodgie then. Still maintaining 2nd position. And we've got Rick Dub closing fast. Hodgie knows all about how quick Rick Dub is. So he'll be trying to avoid letting him catch him if he can. As he can through these S's now. Very little in it between these two. Just about a second, I'd say. As Hodgie breaks down. I'll run it wide, Hodgie. Rick Dub then. Just closing every corner, isn't he? He's taking a 10th here, a 10th there out of Hodgie. Which is all you need, really. With 10 laps to go, we're now into lap 21. Not the most action-packed race I've seen, in fairness, but there has been some good overtakes. So it's not all bad. Where's Osnad? So Osnad now there in 5th. He's on a set of softs. Don't know how that's going to bode for him, because he's still got 11 laps. Don't think he's going to be able to make it to the end on that set of softs. Let's see. Wait and see what happens with that. So Ginger then. Still in 6th, decent race for Ginger. Hasn't had any dramas, has he? He hasn't spun or taken it wide or anything, so Ginger looking good. Pretty disciplined for him. So DB there, you can see Ginger just up ahead of him. Just, sliding the car a little bit round there, round the curve of the Sol was DB. And then we got Bob then, still in 8th position in his McGann. Let's go a little listen to the cars. Firepower then, still in 9th position. With Slowpoke just few meters behind him. Rick Dub then is ducked into the pits from 3rd, so I think this is going to be his last pit stop with 10 laps left to go. Let's see what tyres he comes back out on. Rick Dub. So there we are, onto his pit marks. Come on mechanics, hurry up, hurry up. A little bit of fuel going in. For 9 laps, he's there we are. He's fueled then and got new tyres to the end. So Rick Dub in 3rd, looking okay for him now. If he can make some progress, I'm pretty sure Hodgie's going to have to pit again. So yeah, and Slowpoke hasn't pitted yet, obviously. So Rick Dub comes out then and rejoins in 3rd. He's got Carlsberg just behind him. In fact, that was a timely pit stop there, because he's managed to get out ahead of Carlsberg. So he won't be battling with Carlsberg then to try and get past him to make up any more positions. So yeah, good news for Rick Dub. Clear track ahead of him. Carlsberg there in 4th. Let's go back to our leader and see, is he coming into the pits? No, he's still going around for another one. So Slowpoke looking really good here. And Firepower at this point, I'm sure, is going to be getting the blue flags. Let's just jump on board with him and have a look. There we are. He's getting blue flags and blue screens waved all over the place at him. So he needs to pull over, doesn't he, really, and let Firepower go. Sorry, let Slowpoke. Oh, I'm doing it again, mixing these two up. So Firepower looks like he might have picked up a penalty there. He ran definitely a little bit too wide. Is it going to be a penalty for him? But no, but DB definitely has. Firepower's got away with that one. A Slowpoke then getting ever closer to him. And then DB in 9th position. He's obviously been lapped, hasn't he, now? Slowpoke's got past him. So this is how much of an advantage a good strategy can give you. The Slowpoke there, he's actually lapping other drivers now, and yeah, driving a great race. So let's have a look to see where Hodgie is and how far behind him Rick Dubb is. Well, Rick Dubb we know pitted, so he's good to the end. He's got Carlsberg right behind him. Who also looks like he's good to go to the end. Osnard then in 5th. Doing so well at the start. I don't know whether the guys ahead of him are going to be making pit stops and whether that will play into Osnard's hands. But yeah, he got the lead back from Slowpoke at one point, and he just seems to have gone backwards. Maybe that's just the way it looks on the strategy, but keep an eye on Osnard then and see how he progresses with these last 8 laps. So behind him then, still in 6th, Ginger. Pretty consistent stuff from Ginger today. Obviously likes this track. Tends to suit this F-type Jag as well. Because, yeah, he's not getting himself into any trouble. He's not spinning. He's got no back end slides coming out of any of these corners. So in fairness to Ginger, pretty consistent today. Bob then. Bob has made a position from 8th. Was in 8th, now he's got himself up to 7th, and he's chasing Ginger down. So let's have a look what tyres. Oh yeah, I think it's just a matter of time, I think, before IQC catches him. He's on a softer tyre as well. So I think maybe by the end of this lap he's going to be taking chunks out of Ginger's back bumper. Let's have a look and wait and see. Giving chase for all he's worth there is Bob, as they come into this twisty infield section now. Let's see which one of these cars has got the better grip. My money would be on Bob at the moment, and I think you can see there he's physically closed up on Ginger. He's taken about half a second out of him over the last couple of corners, so braking down in into the right. Get this flat out left now, don't drift out wide. Easy to do. So break down then into Zhonkao. Bob is right behind him now. There's a couple of tenths in it. So Bob has pulled out then. He's going for the overtake, and it looks like he's going to get it done before they get anywhere near the braking zone. So yeah, good move then from Bob. Ginger's picked himself up a half a second penalty. I think he knows that Bob's going to get him, so probably the sensible thing at this point would be to let him go, because Ginger's also got a penalty. But no, he's not. He's battling him all the way for this position, but Bob has made it stick, and he's got a bit of clear air now between him and Ginger. So panic over there for Bob. He's got the move done, and as I say, Ginger has got a penalty as well, so He's going to drop off the back of IQC a little bit more, obviously, at that point. And we got DB then. DB in 8th position with Firepower just behind him in 9th. Firepower looking to try and tuck into DB's slipstream. He's got into his slipstream, but is it going to be enough? Not really much of a slipstream, but he's got a much tighter line. He's looking to try and get alongside DB, force him into an error. DB's driving defensively now, and Firepower literally alongside. Dropped back for the corner. He knew he wasn't going to get it done there, so sensible stuff from Firepower there. So negotiate these left rights. Pretty twisty corners. These easy to make mistakes, but no such thing there. Firepower's kept it nice and clean. In fact, DB seems to be going a little bit wide while he's trying to defend. So that's going to be costing him tyre rubber as well. He's going to be scrubbing across the track. And Firepower keeping it nice and tight on all those apexes. So yeah, good controlled race here from Firepower, I'm thinking. Let's jump back up to the top on our leader. Okay, so Slowpoke has been in then. He's had his tyre change. He's now on the hards to the end. So we've got 5.5 laps, just over 5.5 laps left. So can Slowpoke maintain this lead then? Let's have a look how far back Hodgie is. Well, Slowpoke's got a bit of a country mile ahead now, isn't he? I don't think there's any way Hodgie is going to catch him. Pretty much brand new tyres, the pair of them. Hodgie has got a bit more fuel, but at this point I think Slowpoke's got more than enough to get him to the end, so I don't think we're going to see a running out of fuel or a fuel saving situation to the max. So yeah, I'm not going to give it the commentator's curse, because as soon as I open my mouth someone will crash. That's what normally happens. Okay, so Carlsberg then. He's got to 3rd position now, and Rick Dub there right behind him. So this is another battle that's shaping up then. So we're just a few laps left to go. Oh, these three, you can throw a blanket over them. They're so close on track. Let's just see who breaks the latest here. So Carlsberg still holding that 3rd position. Rick Dub now, he's been overtaken by Osnad. Carlsberg has gone wide. Osnad's looking for a move down the inside. Is he going to get it? Yeah, I think he has. He's got it done on the inside there. But Carlsberg has the inside for this next right-hander. No, Osnad has made the move stick. So Carlsberg, unfortunately, now dropped back to 4th, with Richter breathing all down the back of his neck and looking for every single opportunity to try and get past. Great racing from these guys. Very, very clean, respectful driving, which is obviously trademark of the URL. We don't like wacky races, do we, with these guys? And keep it all nice and clean. So Rick Deb then looks like he's going to be making a challenge for that 4th place anytime soon. Let's have a little look from on board with Rick Deb as they come up the hill onto the start-finish straight. Deb took a much tighter line in there. He's trying to straighten the track as much as he can. Save taking big wide arcs, because they'll all cost you time at the end of the day. So Carlsberg then still maintaining that 4th. Osnad seems to be pulling away now. He's got himself his free air, and he's got that final podium back. So can he catch Hodgie? Let's have a look, see if we can see Hodgie up ahead. We can. So he's only a couple of seconds up ahead is Hodgie. And I'm pretty sure he's going to know that Osnad is there. 3.5, well, just under 3.5 laps to go. And if I was Hodgie, I'd be flapping a little bit at this point. because we know Osnad's pretty quick. He's also on a set of softs, whereas Hodgie's on the hard. They are new hards, but Hodgie's got Osnad's got enough grip, I think, on these softs to make an impact. So here he comes then. He's really not that far behind him at all. With Carlsberg then in fourth, Rick Dubb in fifth, still just behind him. So can Osnad close this gap on Hodgie? And he get that second position from him? He's got a bit of ground to make up and only a couple of laps to do it, so he's going to be hoping and praying that Hodgie makes an error somewhere or picks up a penalty. Because I don't know at this point whether that gap is too much for Osnad to... It is going to depend on Hodgie, I think, driving a clean race now for the last couple of laps. I think if he keeps his head together, I don't really think there's much Osnad's going to be able to do in terms of raw pace. That 2 second gap, I think, is going to be just enough for Hodgie. But again, as I say, it's easy to make a mistake around here, especially when you've got somebody, you know, closing in on you for the last couple of laps. You're gonna know that they're after you for that position. So Hodgie might be panicking a little bit at this point. He can clearly see Osnad in his mirrors, and Osnad is making huge gains here. But he could get this done, you know. He could catch Hodgie yet. He's pretty much in the same corner as him now. Seems to have good grip as well. Although them softs on the right are looking a little bit knackered, shall we say? But I think he's going to have him. Hodgie's going to have to go defensive now. Can he get a quick exit out of Juncker up the hill? Needs to be really clean here. Osnad then all over the back bumper. I think he's going to get it done as they come down into braking 4, turn 1 in the S's. Osnad just sitting there for a minute. He knows he's got the overrun and the slipstream. He's going to pull out to the left any second. There he goes. He's alongside Hodgie now. It's all down to the braking zone. Yeah, and Osnad looks like... Oh, Hodgie's not giving that one up easy. He's now got the inside line. Hodgie's fighting, but it looks like Osnad's managed to get past him. Great move from Osnad. Not the end of the world for Hodgie. He's driven a great race. He's still on a podium position here. So, you know, a lot to be proud of there. He's driven a great race. But it's not over yet. We've still got this and the next lap to go. So still opportunity for either one of these to make a mistake. Obviously Hodgie will be hoping that's Osnad, and Osnad will be hoping it's Hodgie. So yeah, I want to just pop back up to the front, but I'll come back to this battle because this is going to run to the very end. Slowpoke then, absolutely completely unchallenged at the front. Got into the lead, didn't he, off the start? Apart from being overtaken by Osnad for a lap or two, you know, Slowpoke's led the entire race really. So very well controlled by him. He's picked a great strategy. It's worked well for him. He's managed to maintain the gap. And as I say, with Osnad and Hodgie fighting, I think he's probably extended that gap, Slowpoke. So just have a look. So he's coming over the start-finish straight now. And Osnad and Hodgie just come in round the corner to join the start-finish straight now. So yeah, you know, good handful of seconds between these guys. Don't think there's much they're going to be able to do to catch Slowpoke at this point. Slowpoke seems to have it well wrapped up, doesn't he? So yeah, and Osnad is looking comfortable now in second. He's gapped Hodgie by about a second. So I don't think Hodgie's planning on making a move. I think he knows now he's going to need to settle for that third podium position, which is definitely not to be sniffed at. Some excellent points with just one race left to go of this series. Hodgie will be, I'm sure he'll be well happy with that. Oh, good scrap here between Carlsberg and Rick Dubb. Carlsberg's got the inside line. Yeah, oh, Rick Dub's got the inside line for the left. They're going side by side. Oh, this is going to be close. Final lap, need to get up to our leader. Don't want to miss him coming across the line, but this is one hell of a battle. These cars absolutely side by side for several corners. Oh, I think cars. Oh, I don't know. It's anyone's guess. Where's Slowpoke? There he is on his last lap now. Comes through Joncar up the hill. We'll jump back to that battle in just a second as Slowpoke then just goes round that left kink onto the start finish straight. Flash of the lights from Slowpoke. Great win from him. Well controlled race. Brilliant result. Great points. Osnard then in second. He managed to maintain that position at a fantastic scrap with Hodgie. Just unfortunate that Hodgie's tyres, don't think they were going to give him the grip he needed as Hodgie comes over in third place then. So what we got here, we've got Rick Dub and Carlsberg. Rick Dub gets fourth, Carlsberg gets fifth. Where's Bob? There's Bob, just coming around onto the start finish straight now. It just looks like he's going slow. I don't know if it's me or the camera, I don't know. Flash of the lights then for Bob's, he comes over the line for sixth. Ginger, he's driven a fairly decent race today, hasn't he? He's kept it nice and clean. You've had no dramas and no silly spins from him. As I say, I think both the track and the car suit Ginger for this race. So he'll be buoyed by that, the fact he's had a clean race and not made any errors. As he comes then to join the other six across the start finish straight, takes a checkered flag, comes over the line for seventh, and then we've got DB, bit of a scrap of firepower. Looks like DB's going to stay ahead as they come onto the start finish straight then. Flash of the lights from any of these guys? Maybe not. So Rick, DB in eighth then, firepower comes over the line for ninth. So a great race considering there was only 9 runners. There was quite a bit of action going on there. A great win for a Slowpoke. Congrats to Osnard and Hodgie for the other two podium positions. I think Osnard drove a great race there because he had quite an unusual strategy going on. So he did make a couple more pit stops, I think, than Slowpoke, but he had the speed, didn't he, to get back to the front. He was probably hoping for another 5 laps, 10 laps, I don't know. Maybe he could have made an impact on Slowpoke's win. I don't know. But as it stands, great race. Brilliant points for the guys. I will go through all the points for the race before the start of the Nordschleife next week, which is our final race of the series for these boys. Top 3 positions obviously will go up to the semi-pro league. Slightly different starting grid next week for the last race. Instead, there won't be a qualifying session. It will be the grid will be arranged in championship position. So whoever's at the front leading a championship will be on pole. Whoever's last in a championship will start at the back of the grid. But you probably didn't need me to explain that to you. You've all been there before. So yeah, great race. Well worth a watch if you've got an hour. If you do enjoy it, please leave me a like, or even a comment, or even a subscribe if you feel inclined. But yeah, really enjoyed that one. Hope you did too. Didn't see any rain, did we? It can rain in Brazil, as it can at the Nordschleife. So fingers crossed that we get a dry race for next week as well. So I hope to see you all for that one. And that'll be an absolute screamer because we know the Nordschleife is a great track. Always brings up a few surprises. Looking forward to that. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. All the best now. Bye-bye.